So good afternoon, everyone. First of all, let me thank IPCA and Ramnik Lal Gosalia for offering me this subject presentation. So Typeor, primarily, let me talk about, Chemours. It's a DuPont, which is 200 plus 20 years old company. We are a pioneer into this titanium chemistry. And since 2015, the chemicals business has been spun off, and it's been a Chemours. But still, the legacy doesn't change. People, processes, brand, everything remains the same, and the values as well. So let me talk about the sustainability. Sustainability is no more a buzzword, or it's no more a selling proposition. It's actually a requirement of today and tomorrow. Most of our customers, when they talk about the sustainability, there are a lot of challenges we come across. The sustainability is like a lot of requirements of regulations coming from the government. But those are very stringent. Although our country doesn't have those kind of requirements, but I am sure what Dilip spoke in the morning, the requirements could change any moment. And that is where the sustainability comes very important, and how we could partner with our customers. What we are bringing in here today is the new series. That's a totally new series, that is Titanium TS series, which is going to be a sustainable, and it's going to be a focus onto our TiO2 innovation. In 2022, as a company, we announced our vision to be one of the most sustainable TiO2 enterprise in the world. And let me tell you, this is a bold decision, very, very bold decision. What we have done is that what we have laid down some of the core values and the values and goals to sustain the values. The goals what we have set down is primarily what we have been talking about is within our gates and communities, how we can help our customers, and also how we can help the industry. These goals, why we are doing these goals? Primarily what we have been talking is whatever we do, we want to have a right business. And the business, what we want it to have it for the right people and for our planet as well. So for that, we have certain designations across the portfolio. And what are these designations? Primarily what we have been talking about is the climate change. We are talking about the circularity. We are talking about the resource efficiency and the health and wellness. When we talk about the climate impact, this is primarily we are talking about our plant and processes. When we talk about plant and processes, what we want is the greenhouse gas emissions to be the least. We want our processes to be the more energy efficient, and how we can improve the renewable energy. That's very important, so that we can reduce the effect of fossil fuels. I'll be talking about this renewable energy in some of the charts where we have taken a very bold actions. When we talk about the circularity comes from our packaging. We want to use all those packaging that could be recyclable, that could be reusable or compostable, so that we could reduce the energy waste, environmental waste. When we talk about the resource efficiency, most of our resources what we want to use should come from a natural resource. What the product we manufactured should be definitely have a high processability. It should have a better dispersion. In turn, it helps our customers to reduce the wetting and dispersing aids, as well as reduce the grind energy. And also needs to have a very high opacity. When we talk about the opacity, definitely it reduces the requirement of titanium dioxide in the paint formulation. Also, it could be used as a one-coat system, and that is what we've been aiming, and that is what the need of an hour. In turn, when you talk about all these things, how you improve the health and wellness, and most of our products, what we aim is, we need to be a CMR-free. That's a carcinogenic, cancer-free, mutagenic, gene change-free, and a reproductive toxin, that is impotency-free. So we have been talking purely on that, and some of the grades what we have recently launched is going to be a CMR-free. This is the revolution into the industry. So let me talk about the sustainable series. What we have, two existing grades what we have some time back launched is TS6200 and TS6300. And the very recent development, that is a 21 days young baby, that is TS6700. These are the three grades right now what we have a sustainable series in our portfolio for the paint industry. Primarily what we talk about the core value, core advantage of this product. For any TiO2 producer needs to have high opacity, needs to have a very high efficiency of the product. Dispersion should be extremely good. And then what else you need is the durability. The moment you take care of some of these four aspects of the parameters, you are primarily taking care of your reducing the carbon footprint. So TS series, that is what we have been going to talk now, offers, and everything has been kept in the mind while designing the product, keeping sustainability in mind. What we have, the data sheet will be definitely showing the product sustainability logo, which could definitely helps in terms of saving the climate impact or talking about the resource efficiency. Let's switch gear to talk about the specific grade, like first series of TS6300. When I am talking about TS6300, what it is? So it's a grade which is specially designed for high PVC paint. When I talk about high PVC, it's formulated above CPVC levels. Generally in the CPVC levels, what happens is the pigment volume concentration is so high that the system becomes too crowded. When the system becomes too crowded, two titanium crystals come closer to each, there is not much of a space left. When the titanium crystals come closer, no space is there, light doesn't scatter. The moment light doesn't scatter, your opacity is bound to go down. What we have done here is, on 6300 shell, we have a surface treatment which is fluffier coating. This fluffier coating helps to create a space. So we call this grade as a spacer's technology. The moment if you go through a microscopy, there is a space between two titanium crystals. Based on that, the light scatters and your opacity significantly goes up. What we have carried out and seen some of the results in the dry film opacity, around 20 to 28% to around close to 30%, depending on certain formulations, your opacity could go up. Resulting, we have been talking about reducing the carbon footprint. It also saves usage of titanium dioxide, or you could reduce the paint usage. That is, the coverage is much more. How this operates, the particular graph what I'm showing, the black line is the universal pigment, and the green line is primarily we are talking about the newer pigment 6300. As you load more of titanium dioxide, your opacity bound to go up. The moment the opacity reaches to a saturation point, the opacity starts going down. It reaches to the CPVC level, and then you see the opacity then starts going up because of certain air voids. Now what 6300 does here is, because it has created a space, it goes along with the opacity similarly as you load more, but it reaches to a saturation point, it starts coming down. But what it has done is, it has shifted the CPVC point from your right to left, and then the opacity starts going up, significantly improving the opacity by 20 to 30%, and that saves a lot of savings into your formulation. We have shown some drawdowns as well. The opacity is slightly more, as well as you could see the brightness of the pigment is much better. The L value is very high compared to any of the pigments. So it works on which space? Primarily talking about above CPVC level. It also works on a space for low sheen, flat paints, matte paints, because these are eggshell paints what we've been talking. And also about 12.5% titanium dosage. We have seen this, with this kind of a dosage or above, definitely the advantages is much higher. Doesn't mean that, at a lower titanium dosage it doesn't operate. Definitely it gets operated, but the advantages could be little less. We have carried out one of the formulations based on the styrene acrylics. We have a lot of other formulations based on VAM, pure acrylics and all. But as India, we have a lot of applications based on styrene acrylics. So we have this test carried out. We have on the left side is universal pigment. On the right side, we have 6300. What we have done is weight to weight replacement. And the result was 28% improvement in your opacity. We have compared some of the properties like L value, and L value was slightly higher than the regular universal pigment. We also carried out some of the coating properties, that is dirt pickup resistance, scrub resistance, and 85-degree gloss. And primarily what we have seen, is all in all 6300 scores over universal pigment. And when I'm talking universal pigment is 902 plus, which is in itself class in the industry. What we did alternate was to see the cost benefit. We reduced titanium by 25% dosage, replaced with some of the fillers, and then wanted to see, compare, how are the properties. Your spread rate, that is opacity, went up almost similar to what you've been getting with a universal pigment with L value and also the coating properties. So primarily what we saw was the TS6300 talks about a very, very high opacity, and that was what in a sustainable series we spoke, that if your opacity is high, that definitely translates to the dosage of titanium or the paint requirement can come down. Let's talk about the another grade, that is TS6200. This is a super durable pigment. Industry benchmark is R960, which is being used for coil finishes, auto finishes, OEMs, refinishes and all. This grade translates another additional 20% of the opacity compared to the 960. And what we talk is it reduces cradle to grave. Also, this grade has got superior dispersion, and that talks about reducing the dispersing aids and wetting agents. So overall, when we see the durability is high, as well as the red bar in the automotive refinish at 20-degree gloss retention, this is far better to any of the competition. Let me talk about the most interesting TS6700. And this is the latest innovation. As I said, 3 weeks back, the paint product has been launched. So it's a very recent baby. What it's been talking about is evolving regulations and a regulatory eco-label compliance, primarily talking about the green certified. What does this grade provides? This is a TMP, TME free base, bio-base. There is no single product available in the world which is TMP, TME free as on date. And this is a grade which is CMR free as well. What we have been talking here is it's a replacement of drop-in replacement with R706 series. We will be coming with a lot of other products related to our 902 plus and few other series for sure. Right now, it's a drop-in replacement, so you could very well use this. The TME, TMP and TME which were there onto the general purpose, our grades, has been replaced by a bio-base. So, and what we have observed is with this kind of a product, the dispersion is far better compared to any of the competition products as well. This is also made from 100% renewable wind energy. So no fossil fuel being used at manufacturing of this pigment. This is again what we have been talking in my first slide. I mentioned it reduces the carbon footprint significantly. And this is what we have been talking about, the sustainability. Let me show you something. You can, just 1 minute, 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Because this is what is going to be talking about. Just 2 minutes, sure. If you can run the video quickly. Shimul, you can help them. There are 2 videos, yeah. And what I've been talking here is 6700 and vis-a-vis the competition commercial grade 706. Look at the kind of a dispersion this 6700 has got, whereas in the 706, which itself is again, the best dispersion grade in the industry, but it needs the kind of wetting and dispersing aids as well as the grind time. Look at the 6700, it has dispersed totally, as against it's taking time. What we have observed here is it reduces the grind time by 50%. And drop-in grade, TMP, TME free. So I mean it has got a huge advantage when it comes from a sustainability point, and also as a user of paint companies, as a user of this pigment, it reduces your energy and also the wetting and dispersing aids. Next. So overall, I've been talking about those 3 grades, which are the sustainable series. The other grades are like 900, 902 plus, 706, 960. 900 itself is one of the best pigment. No silica, very high gloss, very high durability, and also it's being used for ED primers and an anti-rust property. So most of the ED primers in the globe being using 900. Also very good for a water-based wood finishes where you get a very good tanning resistance. 902 plus and 706. So these are the 2 grades which talk about the universal grades, 902 plus with excellent dispersion and durability, and as well as 706. And 960 is the durability which is again there for years. So with this, I would like to end. This is a step what we have taken as a sustainability. And for you people, I mean, you know, we are there to help you out in your sustainability journey with any kind of joint developments. If you want to carry out, we'll help you out in this sustainability journey. Thank you so much.
So I would request you to kindly stay back, and now I am requesting Mr. Suji Matthew to present a memento as token of appreciation to Mr. Swapnil Kasar and Mr. Tejas Gala. Is Mr. Matthew around? I would request Mr. Suresh Mahadevan to kindly do the proceedings.
Just a minute. I would like to invite Ms. Shimul Gosalia, one of the director of Gosalia, Ramniklal S. Gosalia and Company, to join us for this event. Thank you. So we are lucky that she's here today.
Can you please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen?
Take this.
Our wonderful speaker, Mr. Tejas Gala and Mr. Swapnil Kasar. Would request the gentleman to please announce the lucky draw winner.
Is there P. Jose?
Is he around? No. If no, then next. For us, it's always third time charm, isn't it?
NPS Singh from Bakelite?
No. And the last one.
Jayesh Gadge?
No luck?
Just one.
No, there's no.
One last one.
Considering it's going to be lunch break, so we are considering one more name. And the last one.
Yogesh Singhal?
Is he here?
Speaker not there. Okay, the gift goes to me. I take it on behalf of...
Mr. Mahadevan is going to take the gift.
On behalf of the association.
So you're getting 2 silver coins.
Thank you so much. Thank you.